There's definitely more stress on the seller than the buyer right now. We're seeing more seller contributions toward buyer closing costs. It's a great time for buyers, much more so than it has been in recent years.
Hi, this is Sherri and Milynda. I'm your local realtor, and Milynda is my lender partner. She does a lot of veteran loans. We work a lot with veterans, and we're proud to serve them.
Yep.
And so that people are always asking, they hear stuff in the news, and they always want to know, right? When are rates coming down?
And that's conventional, but like FHA and VA are already this low. So
do they go down kind of at the same time as other rates, or are they sort of independent?
They're really connected to 10-year bonds. Interest rates are really connected.
Like the VA and the FHA, do they go down like at the same time conventional goes down, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just
relative.
lower. They're just generally lower.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've all heard in the news lately that the Fed, Jerome Powell was speaking at Jackson Hole, and finally it's having a shift in tone, which hasn't happened for a while.
Finally started to sound a little different about interest rates.
Yeah.
So now the feeling is that the Fed is more open to a rate cut in September, and the feelings are that will be probably 25 basis points, so a quarter of a point, if and when that does happen.
A quarter of a point is a quarter of a percent, right?
Yes.
So
yes, quarter of a
not
percent.
Not a big move, but
it's not a big move, but it's the first time he's signaled in a long time that there'd be any movement at all.
Right.
I think for purposes of our discussion in mortgage and house world, it is important to remember that the interest rate that they're talking about at the Fed is not the same as the mortgage interest rate, and that they're not tied directly. So if the Fed cuts the rate, that doesn't mean that boom, mortgage rates go down.
Exactly. It's more than one thing. We've talked about this before. Yeah. It's not just what the Fed says. It's also what inflation is doing, what unemployment is doing, and what the bond market is doing. Yep. It's actually more dependent on the bond market than it is on the Fed, period.
Yep.
And the Fed rate affects more credit cards and short-term financing, short-term.
Yes, different kinds of financing than mortgage.
Right.
So, for instance, mortgage rates, so the meeting for the Fed was on August 22nd. Mortgage rates have already eased down a little bit since then. Just in that last few days, we're seeing a little bit of easing in mortgage rates. So by the time that meeting happens at the Fed in September, the discussion of his comments, Powell's comments, have already been adjusted into mortgage rates. It's not like there's a lag time. He says these things in August and then nothing happens till September. That's not true. So don't expect necessarily, if he does go ahead and have a rate cut, a small rate cut, don't expect mortgage rates to instantly drop by that much.
Right.
It's not how it works.
So it's not like in September rates will be down a quarter of a percent. That's not necessarily true.
Yes.
They are predicting that, between September 1 and the end of the year, rates will be somewhere between 6 and 6.5. 6 and
basically. 6.5 is what the experts are saying, and at this point, experts, that's all I'm going to say.
I think rather than the crystal ball, it's more like the weather rock. Like if it's wet, it's raining, right? If rates go down, they go down.
It is.
We can't really predict at all.
It is. And the other really important thing to remember about all this that Sherri and I talk about all the time is, okay, so great, let's say rates go down, and that's what you've been waiting on. Mortgage rates go down. Well, guess what? Everybody else has been waiting on that too.
Exactly, yeah. So then everybody who's been waiting is going to go out house shopping. Prices are going to go up because there's going to be more competition. I mean, right now where we're sitting, there are more houses on the market than there were a year ago, which means there's more to pick from. But as soon as rates go down, that extra choice is going to probably go away.
We're in a pretty good time for buyers right now. There's more selection. There's definitely more stress on the seller than the buyer right now. We're seeing more seller contributions toward buyer closing costs. It's a great time for buyers, much more so than it has been in recent years. And so what's going to happen when that interest rate goes down, that is going to be great that the mortgage rate goes down, but it is going to increase your competition dramatically.
Exactly.
There are so many people just sitting right on the sideline, ready to jump back in, that as soon as we start to see rates go down, it's not just going to be you thinking about, oh, it's finally time. It's you and everybody else.
Yeah. So again, we say, it's always better to start now, but now while everyone's sitting on the sidelines, dive in there. You get more negotiability. You have more to choose from. Maybe you can use some of those seller contribution dollars to buy your rate down a little bit. So
that is still a great option.
Rate. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean,
not many people think about doing that, but
no, and it's something that I'm happy to talk to you about. Your lender will talk to you about what that would look like, because we're seeing more seller contributions now than in the recent past. So there's more opportunity to have those seller pay funds to buy that rate down. Yeah.
That's the truth. So I think that covers pretty much interest rates. Like we say, that 6 to 6.5%, which isn't that terrible really. It's worse than 2%, but we're not. I don't think we're ever going to see 2%.
We're not going to see 2 to 3% in our lifetimes. We have to remember 2 to 3% interest rate. Global pandemic. Okay. We don't want those.
Right. Maybe after the nuclear war begins, we'll have.
So 6% is historically a low rate. It really is.
Yeah. It's lower than the rates I have on my houses right now. So if it goes to 6, I could theoretically refinance. We want to let y'all know we're here at Go Coffee today.
Yes.
This is not necessarily a veteran-owned place, but it's a great coffee place. It's a huge space.
It is locally owned, I believe, and it's got Zeitman's Deli is here now with sandwiches, and there's snacks.
There's some great coffee. It's right next to the Harley Davidson place, so you have a kind of road mark to look for. It's right off of Barron Road and the bypass.
And it's really a nice light-filled space. It's a good place to study, and it's pretty quiet here too. So
good Wi-Fi. There's lots of businesses here, so it's real quiet. But good place, great coffee. So come visit Go if you're in the area. We also kind of need to talk about what's going on in the market, which we've sort of touched on already. Giving you some statistics in College Station. We have 4.2 months of inventory right now. That's still technically a seller's market, but it's leaning toward balanced. Last July was 3.3 months of inventory. And what that months of inventory means is if we take the inventory we have right now and sell it at the rate we're selling houses right now, it would take us 4.2 months to deplete the inventory that we have. So still technically seller's market, but on the heavy end of that, so that's why we're seeing that more negotiability and more seller contributions. Closed sales are down 9.5% in College Station in July. That's just 152 closings in July. And the median price is also down. A lot of people, sellers are sitting with not very many showings, and that's an uncomfortable feeling.
Right.
So we're seeing a lot of price reductions, which is not going to be a crash or anything. It's kind of just a correction to find out what the market price actually is right now. Because, like we said, buyers are kind of hovering and waiting. So we have to meet the buyers who are coming out for us partway with some price reductions, maybe.
Yeah, and listings are up too.
We have more choice. Listings are up. People are still wanting to move, so there's a lot more selection. One thing about during the pandemic and why things were so competitive is because there just wasn't that much in inventory to choose from, and there were so many people out looking. Let's move over to Bryan. Their median price is only down 1.9%. In College Station, it's down 3.9%, so almost 4% down on the median price. Bryan only 2% down on it. Median price in Bryan is $266,100. Their active listings are down 3.7, but their closed sales were up 29.3, almost 30% in July. So Bryan is closing more than College Station, it seems like. And the bulk of the closings in Bryan are in the 43% of them are in the 200 to 299 range. In College Station, 23.8% are in that same range, and 36.4, so a higher percentage are trading in the 300 to 400 range. So the College Station homes are just in general more expensive for a single family house. So that's why we're seeing that difference. Bryan has 4.3, so also on the kind of heavy end of a seller's market. Days on market in Bryan are only 6 days more than they were last year, but College Station is 16 days on market on average, more than they were a year ago. So we're seeing houses sit a little bit longer and do a little bit of price reduction to get the job done.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bryan is just a little more, a little bit more affordable price point overall in Bryan. And maybe that's reflected in the fact that they had more closings.
Yeah. I think a lot of it may be that kind of the economies of scale builders who are building those new places, and they're giving a lot of incentives to buyers, like a little bit better interest rates than they can get if they use regular lenders. They have their own lenders, and they will give if you use their lenders and get that better rate, they'll also give you $10,000 or $12,000 in closing costs plus upgrades and appliances or whatever. So
new construction is a little bit of a different animal sometimes than
some
existing.
new construction.
Yeah.
Not all. It's the big builders that are the economies of scale builders who are giving those big discounts and better rates. So that's, I think, why we're seeing so many more in that kind of range. But
yeah, because that's where those tend to be, is up in Bryan. Yep.
Yeah. Even those are bleeding over into the 300 to 400 range for the new houses. So things are just expensive. It's if I hear somebody who's looking for a house for less than $200,000, I'm like, oh man, it's a challenge. It's really hard to find something that's move-in ready, that's going to have the space you want, that's going to have 2 bathrooms, or that's going to have a garage on it. It's just a lot more competitive to find something below $200,000 right now. You may have to compromise on your desires,
or look at a condo,
townhouse, things like that. So, excuse me, can't get enough water today. But our market is still good, still going good.
Yeah, still chugging right along.
Having a great year. It's been busy. You've been busy.
Yeah.
So
still plenty of opportunity in this market. But it is still encouraging for buyers to get in now and try now before rates go down much more, and then you've got a lot more competition than you do now.
Right, prices will go up.
Yep, and the price. Yeah, we're going to be back in. We're going to be back in multiple offers and offers over list price and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. And let me encourage you, if you're thinking about it and you're looking out on Realtor.com, or someone's sending you listings and you see something that you really like and you're thinking about making a move anyway, go and look at it. I've had 2 people this week pop up. One of them said, let's go see a house. So we went and looked at it, but boom, already it's under contract.
Yeah.
And his wife hasn't even had a chance to go see it. And another one, they were looking at it and about to call me to go see it, and boom, it's already under option contract.
Yep.
So things are moving still, even though school has started already, even though it's, interest rates are still kind of high, even though people are still looking. So if there's something sweet.
You can't put your life on hold forever.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah, and waiting for that rate. It's just like waiting for the phone to ring, for some loser, right?
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
Go out and live your life anyway. So call your agent and go look at the house and make the offer. So
exactly. And we would love to show you what a good job we can do for you, whether you are a veteran or not a veteran.
Civilians too.
We welcome civilians too. And but we are both longtime locals, love this area, happy to show you all around town and help you feel very comfortable in making your move up here, and like you've got a good lay of the land.
Exactly. We can help you get plugged into your community.
Yep.